Hey Paul, I hope you're doing well. First off, I wanted to talk about the graph that you pointed out as effective. I think I also really like that graph. What really did it for me was kind of how you said, just like the numbers on top and like how that bar graph is very clear and concise. But also, I think the graphic to the side really helps tie in and make an important statement for that graph, which is really what we're looking for in these graphs and trying to like provide a concise, clear statement. And then with your ineffective graph, I also agree, like the lines were really messy. It's trying to display like a complex idea, but the graph is too complex to understand. The scaling's not correct. It feels off and weird, and there should be a better way to like do that. I think a bar graph might be a little better in this situation. I don't necessarily know. I think I would have to play a little bit around with it a little bit on like Google Sheets or something. That's kind of what I use to make my graphs, but I think there is a better way to make that more effective. I think maybe even looking at a year by year standpoint, or just like each line having their own graph or something like that, just so it's not so jumbled. And then to answer your question, I think the like determining the right balance between simplification and complexity to convey your message is also thinking about who your audience is going to be. Is your audience someone with high level of academic background? Is your audience like, you know, your colleagues? Is your audience just, you know, the everyday person? And I think that's kind of what we can utilize to determine how complex we should make a graph, how often we should be using graphs, things like that. But also, kind of with your, to answer your question, with your effective, the graph that you thought was effective, I think to increase the effectiveness of graphs, it almost may be more imperative to pair like infographics together, so that two images can convey one message, by, you know, like comparing them from side to side, or like, you know, with the one that was ineffective, you know, providing space to look at it as a whole in that ineffective format, but then also providing a secondary image that kind of depicts it in a better way to make it more digestible while not losing the meaning of that first image. So I think we can possibly use like secondary infographics to like heighten the message of the initial one. But yeah, I hope you finish strong in this class and have a great rest of your week.